child hours in the evening with women. And the small works on that side of the wall are all to do with the little paper doilies that get put on plates. And the circle to me is the continuing circle that's women and life. And all the words on that also repeat to hospitality. The last piece, I'm sorry to point at you earlier there. I do a series of works where I collect objects that aren't used anymore or that are not needed. And so I've had women friends ask me, I've asked them to collect objects because I do not eat Nutella. Because one of my friends said, "Do you eat Nutella?" Because I don't eat dairy. And I said, "No, I don't eat Nutella." So all these are what people have given me, you know, to children's teddy bears, to things. I had to be taught things in the kitchen used for icing. I was so ashamed that I didn't recognize an icing machine or an icing funnel. So these are objects that women have shared with me that meant something to them. And I have a whole series of big necklaces that you could wear. But they're not actually, they're placed in a position that they could be, but they're not necessarily to be worn. You can wear them if you like. They're more than consistent. The paperworks at the very back relate to the gabs, the actual mask, which is these pieces. So they're in a 3 format because the 3 sections are the 3 sections of the actual garment. So they relate to that, and all the writing on it are the comments that I've asked women that I know. Why are you wearing the gown? What does it actually mean to you to wear it? Because otherwise it's just my opinion. I wanted it to be their words. So what looks like stitches is actually what they have said to me. And with one woman out of 50, nobody said it wasn't their choice. And the women I know wouldn't have any need to lie. So it was very interesting that all the women liked it. And I tell you, women that have worn that are my age have the most amazing skin. But it's too late now for me to think of that. But you know, it is a protection, and you feel very private and comfortable in it. And again, it's your choice to wear it or not. And the white colour instead of the black, which some people ask me, is just to make it more clean and uplifting. I will wear black, but everything else I have is white. I like it to be nice, and colour just clutters things for me.
Really, I'm struck by it. So there is a fair amount of, when you also talk about it now, there's a fair amount of protest in these pieces in a way, you know, from what you experience from women here. You know, for example, saying, "I'm tired of being judged for wearing this." And, you know, there is a subtle amount of protest in your pieces.
We put that in.
Yeah.
It's because I'm asking them what it means. And maybe they say that in friendship to me, "I hate being judged," but it's not "I hate being judged." That comes later in the conversation. I'm not trying to voice the protest. If I was, I would do it much more direct. I'm not subtle when I come to have to say my point of view.
I had a sense of, like, you know, the adornments and stuff, that it looked like they were Lucky Charms, or there was a sense of magic in the work, or like, you know, kind of a underground sorcery type of thing.
Did they speak Arabic? Did the people who asked that, were the Arab speaking?
They were Arab speakers, yeah. So I just
then
wanted,
they would have been able to read the beads.
yeah, but I think the idea of, you know, that they're like wrapped in small messages, or the adornment part of
The
the
adornment.
pieces, yeah.
No, I specifically, my doctorate was going to be in talismanic motifs and jewellery.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing. That's why I came to the Middle East. So I'm actually very aware of those imagery and deliberately tried to stay away from that, although I lived in Oman, where you get it all. But I actually chose things specifically that didn't have that, because that's a reference and a path I don't want to go in with this, because otherwise it would be something totally different. But definitely there is nothing that's about, none of the jewellery is talismanic. Even the circles, they don't have anything that's to do with talismanic, and nor do the writings. And I love squares, not because of magic squares, I just love squares, but nothing is hung on a square. Nothing fits that numerical grid, which is another story we have, which is numerical substance of figures. No, it's got nothing to do with mathematical symbolism.